Alright, howdy, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the stream. I just need to do a tiny bit more setup, and then I think we should be good to go. So, yeah, welcome everyone. Thanks for joining. Let me know how I sound, if everything is balanced right, but currently I think it looks about right. So, uh, as the stream's title suggests, we are going to be making 17 swords. This is something we were working on in our previous live stream that was last Sunday, I think. And yeah, let us, I guess, I need to recap what we actually did, and so that should be helpful for you guys too. So I know we made some swords. Let's just figure out where they are, first of all. I think I put them in a chest somewhere, and then from there, I think we should be good to continue developing more of them. So, uh, in between streams, I did some general like setup in my room actually. I hung some blankets up on the wall, hoping that maybe that would cut down on some echo, and I think that combined with the mic might mean that I sound fairly decent now. So we'll just run. That's definitely not the command I wanted to run. Oops. We'll try the right command this time. Oh, yeah, but welcome everyone. Welcome Exfaulted and Anime for Life and Jellio. Thanks for joining the stream. Glad to have you here. So, yeah, so let's see. We made some of these in the previous stream. I'll grab a chest and remember which ones we actually made. So, we made the random sword, the claymore, redstone sword, uh, sugar crystal. I think we did the cactus and the coal, and then sun and moon. And then maybe one more. That one probably? Yeah, because we did 9 of them. Welcome Champ Shrimp. Nice to have you in the stream. And also Ray, thanks for joining. So here's the swords we still have remaining to be made. And I have part of the code brought up already. But we'll need to... We need give dev. And then... Trying to think of anything else we need. But I think that should be it for right now. I guess let's go over the swords that we actually did make. And we'll show what they all did, and then we can start developing some more of them. These ones technically are not done, as they don't have recipes or anything, so there's no way to actually obtain them except with commands. So we'll do that at some point. And welcome, Sir George. Welcome to the stream. And also Anime King. Nice to see you guys. So, let's see. So, we can use the enhanced diamond sword. This is basically a regular diamond sword, but it does a little bit extra damage. Yeah, Angelio, I don't support or not support. I prefer to stay neutral on any topic like that. That way I don't have to get in trouble. Let's see, the redstone sword, if you're standing on powered redstone when you hit a mob, you're fine, and lightning strikes. But if you are not standing on powered redstone, it is just a normal sword that is pretty mediocre. Let's see, what else? We have the coal sword. This one's pretty cool. If you attack a mob that is in a cave and it is significantly dark, it will place a torch. And so this was a fun one to develop. So great for caving and such. Let's see. Then we have Cactus Sword. This one, if you hit a mob, it deals pretty high amount of damage, but you also take a lot of damage. And not really meant to be that useful of a sword because it's a Cactus Sword, really, really inexpensive. Then the Sun and Moon Sword, they will deal high damage. This one's high damage at night, and this one's high damage during the day. But they don't deal any damage inversely. So the Moon Sword doesn't work during the day, and the Sun Sword doesn't work at night. I don't really need to show that. Sugar Crystal Sword makes you faster while you hold it. That's about all it does. The Claymore is swung really, really slowly, but it deals a pretty high amount of damage. And then finally the Random Sword. The Random Sword deals a random amount of damage, and its texture changes every time you hit with it. So you can see it's 6 damage, but now it deals 8 damage, now it deals 8 damage, now it deals 3 damage. So pretty random. Yeah, so X-Faulted, we have a Magma Sword that will light mobs on fire randomly when you hit them, so probably going to stick with that one. And also Dragonfly, welcome to the stream. So yeah, those are the swords we made in the previous stream, and so we still have a bunch of other ones to make. So I'm going to guess grab them. So I guess it's probably best to remove the swords we didn't make, and then we can jump into this. So okay, we still should have quite a few swords. Yeah, so there's 10 more that we can make, and let's see. Let's look over those and just get a reminder of what we're actually making. So the Demon Sword, we'll probably save this one for last because it's going to be a challenge for sure, but the idea is it's going to be very powerful, but sometimes when you hit a mob, you will be possessed by probably, I cannot type today, a Vindicator. You'll be possessed by like a Johnny Vindicator, and so you'll turn into this dude and you'll just go on a killing rampage. I think I can do that by forcing you to spectate it for maybe like 15 seconds or so. We'll see if that actually ends up working how I want it to, but I think that's how that one's going to work. The Angel Sword, I actually don't know what it's going to do yet, but I think I want it to do like essentially like a super smite or something like that. The Wither Sword, when you hold it, it's going to remove arrows that are around you, as well as any negative potion effects, or probably just any potion effects. We don't know what the Crying Obsidian Sword is going to do yet, so suggestions for that is good. Let's see what else. The Turtle Sword, you're going to hold it and you'll get slowness and resistance. Coral Sword, if you're in water, you're going to get healed. This sword, when you right click with it, it will, if you do it at the correct timing, it's going to counterattack onto your foe. The Armor Breaker Sword is going to do a bunch of extra damage to mobs wearing armor, as well as players wearing armor. And then the Sword Breaker is going to do extra damage to mobs that have a sword in their hand, or to players that have a sword in their hand. And then finally the Dolphin Sword, if you are holding it in water, you're going to get Dolphin's Grace, so good for moving around. And yeah, welcome everyone, thanks for joining. There's a couple of new people in chat, so nice to see you all. Let's just get started with, well, we have quite a few swords here that when you hold them, they give you an ability. So let's start by writing an actual framework for how that's going to work. And then from there we can make all of them work at the same time. So it should be pretty easy. So to do held abilities, we're going to start by going to ticking. And so remember, if ticking, every single command in here is going to constantly get run by the server. So if we save this and reload, now the server is going to be saying hi a bunch, because that's what we just told it to do. That's obviously not what we want to happen. So we need to instead probably do something as the player. So I already have an as players function, so I should just be able to close this and go to as players. And now this is where we need to actually do something. But first I should probably stay hydrated. Okay, so the easiest way to do this would just be to do execute as the player with a selected item that is a sword. So I think if we look over at this, we would say if it's a type sword, then we're going to do a thing. So in this case, we'll just have it say hi. And so now if I hold a sword, I get a message in the chat saying hi. So really simple, but this isn't exactly what we want to do, because there's a couple disadvantages to what we just did here, namely that now every single sword, is even ones like this sword here, that we know doesn't need to have a ticking effect on it, this is going to say hi as well. So what we're probably going to want to do instead is probably actually just come up with a new tag for held swords or something like that. That's probably the easiest method. And so let's do that. That's funny, right? Yeah, having the crying obsidian sword make your enemy cry. What would a crying enemy do? Because I feel like, I know you were probably joking, but there might be some actual like merit to the idea. It could actually be decent. So I think I'm going to add the held sword tag to these. And so we know that we need that for the wither sword. We want that for the turtle sword, the coral sword. What's the fourth one? The dolphin sword. Where's the dolphin sword? Dolphin sword. So okay. So that's here, here, and here. Looks like I messed up the placement on this one. Okay. So now we have that tag, and we can place it here. Reload this, and now none of these are going to work because I need to give myself these swords again, so we can, I think I already have the command here. There we go. And now only the right swords are going to tick. And so we can grab them again. Clear our inventory. And where did the other ones go? Weird. Okay. So now we have the 4 swords, and they are all working. Yeah, Dragonfly, I'm not sure if I want the Demon Sword to have a fireball ability. That could be okay, but... Okay. So, the only problem with doing this right here is that it's an NBT check and it's a bit laggy, and we're trying to be responsible data pack developers, and so we don't want to cause massive lag. And so our best bet here is to use something that I've used a fair amount, and we'll look at that right now. So for my WASD timer, I have what are known as global timers, and we're going to tap into global 1, and we're going to say, let's do if score, I think it's was global 1. We can check that there. Yep. If it's was timer matches 1, or I mean, it doesn't really matter which one we go with, but so now we should see that in chat we're still seeing the message that we saw earlier, except it's only happening once per second. And this is going to mean that instead of checking a fairly laggy thing every 20 times a second, we're only doing that every second. And so essentially we just cut the lag down by, we divided it by 20, right? So this is going to be much more responsible. And so what that means is now we're essentially done here. We're going to probably want to, yeah, so we're not using the schedule function just because the schedule function is garbage and it's terrible. I don't like schedule functions. And yeah, anime for life. So this score is, so I just have a scoreboard running that would be like name was timer 1, and then if it's a certain number, so I take this, and then if it's too high of a number, I would set it back to 0. And so super duper easy. Yeah, Exalted, there is a vampire sword that is, it's a life-stealing sword, of sorts at least. It has some drawbacks on it though, to make it not be overpowered. Anyway, so we're going to want to run a function, so I'm just going to quickly, I think, let's see, it would be swords, nah, it would be, trying to think, where would I mean, it probably should be in swords, but I really should have another folder for this. Whatever, I won't. I'll just have it called like ticking swords or something like that. That probably works. Delete all of this. Oops. And then grab that, and we are going to run this whole function here. So all we're going to need here then is, for now, it would be 4 different commands. So we know what types of swords they are, right? So we can go with was sword, and if you remember how this works, we have our ID here, and it's a unique sword type for every sword. Looks like I got the thing wrong. Oops. There we go. So yeah, every sword has its own sword type, and so this is just a unique number associated with each of them. And so we know that this one is the Wither Sword. So then we have, I think it was Turtle Sword next. No, it was Dolphin, Turtle. Yeah. Dolphin, Turtle, and then Coral. So we can grab all of those numbers. It's over here. And then we should be good to go. Okay, so we have the Dolphin Sword here. So this is sword 56, and then we have the, oops, we have the Turtle Sword. Where is Turtle Sword? Turtle Sword, that is sword 65. And then finally we have the Coral Sword. That was down here, that is sword 68. Okay. And then let's just make these say commands for right now so we can confirm everything works. Because one big important thing about making a data pack is just making sure that things work. So if I hold the Wither Sword, nothing happens. If I hold the Dolphin Sword, so clearly I made a mistake somewhere, and now we can go back and try to find our mistake. So let's see if the function exists. That's a pretty good place to start. the function does exist, and you can see that it also works. And so that means that the problem is over here. And so we can test, is this working? And I believe it was working at one point. Okay. Let's see. So this function also still exists. It ran 5 commands. That I guess makes sense. I swear, I'm a good data pack developer. Okay, I wonder what I did wrong. This is interesting. Because this seems like it should work. Because we know that this works. Yeah. And we know that this timer works. Ah, thank you. Cool. Okay, thank you, VY Cool Kid. I guess I just copy-pasted wrong somehow. Okay. So now we have each of these, and they get run when you are holding them. And so that's pretty much exactly what we wanted. So now we're running 4 different commands, and now we can simply reference their actual function in swords. We haven't made any yet though, so we're going to need turtle. That's not the right one. So we have turtle, we have coral, and then we have wither, and then we have dolphin. And we can just clear all of these out. And then we might as well save them, hit reload, then run, so it's swords, dolphin, grab that, put it into here, and then specify all of these out. Okay. So that's pretty simple. Yeah, anime for life. I think my excuse of being live and trying to focus on other things is a pretty good excuse, but who knows? Maybe I'm just a terrible developer. Probably. But yeah. Okay, so theoretically that works, except I probably derped something somewhere. But if we really want to, we could test it, because I guess testing's smart. And there we go, it's still working. So we did not derp anything, and now we should be good. So let's recall what these were meant to do. So the coral sword heals you in water. So this should be pretty simple. I think there we go. I think what we're just going to want to do is execute if the block you're in is water, then we just do something, right? So in this case, I'll probably give regeneration 1, 0. So how does that, okay, so that doesn't actually heal you. So we could do a higher level. That still doesn't heal you. And that does heal you. So regeneration 3 while in water will, in theory, that's not the right function. This would heal you, right? So now if I hold this, I heal. It's probably too quick, honestly, but yeah, I would assume that this is going to be way too overpowered, but maybe not. I mean, so regeneration 3. Yeah, okay, I'll probably just leave it like this. Well, I mean, if you think it's free regeneration, but at the same time you have to be in water. I think it should be good. So now I think I just want to add a couple particles to it because particles make everything look better. So we'll just go particle dust. Probably up a little bit. And then I don't like the particles getting in your face. So I'm going to try to avoid that. And then probably just go with like 5 of them. And then we'll make this pink because the sword is pink. And save that. Run this. Probably want to break into the ground a little bit. And so now this doesn't really get in your face too much, but it adds just a little bit extra to the sword. And yeah, it would not work if you put it in your offhand. I don't bother making things work in your offhand because, well, for one, it's a sword. There are no swords in Minecraft that work in your offhand. And so yeah, I don't think it's too big of an issue. And it makes it, like, I would rather that you couldn't put this in your offhand and then just use it like an ability. That way, it's instead, at least there's a trade-off there, right? So. Anyway, we could add a sound effect to this as well if we wanted to. I think there's pretty major potential that could be extremely annoying. And so I'd probably want to avoid it though, but. So I think no sound effects, but yeah, okay. I always get distracted by Discord messages. I should probably just close Discord. I think I'll do that. Okay. I think that's should be all we really need. So let's do a couple others. So for the turtle sword, we know what we want. We want resistance, right? And we want slowness. And we could add some particles as well if we really want to. So we'll go slowness. We'll just do 1 second because remember we're refreshing this every second, and so we should be good there. We'll go slowness 3 and no particles. I never add particles. And then we'll also go with resistance, and resistance 3 will probably also be fine. That will make you pretty strong. So remember, this is an amplifier, so amplifier 0 would be slowness 1, and so amplifier 2 would be slowness 3. Just a bit of advice. So we should see when we hold the turtle sword, I now get slowness and resistance, and you're slow, and you can resist things. Very cool. We can try this on a hostile mob, and it's going to do a little bit of damage to us still because it's only resistance 3, but with some armor, we would probably be good to go. So let's see. This right now is a diamond sword, so we're probably going to want to make it do less damage. Same with coral sword doing 5. I think I'm going to make that 4, and then turtle can also be 4. But I wanted it to be a diamond sword to have the durability behind it. Yeah, okay, so let's go back to the give command and change a little bit of the actual stats. And so I think we can just copy from here. Yep, that one looks right. Just, yeah, so that will do 8 damage, so we can just copy this and put it on all of these. So Wither Sword, then it was what, Turtle Sword? Okay, so there's Dolphin. We'll put you there, and then I wanted this to be 4 damage. Turtle Sword was down a little bit lower. There we go. So the Turtle Sword should also be 4 damage. And then the Coral Sword, that's this one here, will, I guess, also be 4 damage. And, let's see. Did anyone say anything in chat? It looks like there's a lot of messages in chat, but they're not really, ones that are meant to be read. Ah, interesting. I made a mistake thus far on the Coral Sword. It is still playing particles, even though I am not in water. So, if I was smart, what I would have done is I would have not put this here, I would have instead put it there. But being truly smart, I would have put it on the correct function so that it actually works. Okay, so now that works. Cool. And we can just make sure. Yep. Very cool. Okay. So Coral Sword's done. What's with all the yees in chat? Did I do something wrong? Yee, I did. Okay. Good to know. Let's see. Did I finish the Turtle Sword yet? I think I did. But I need to get back these swords anyway, because I changed the amount of damage that they do. And so let us grab them really quick. Okay, turtle, dolphin, and coral. Okay. So we know we finished the Coral Sword, we finished the Turtle Sword. Let's make the Dolphin Sword really quick. This is super simple again. I think for this it's literally just going to be like, I think that's it, right? Maybe I could well, okay, I might as well make it only give it to when you're in water, just because. But honestly, that's not even very important. And cool, now I have Dolphin's Grace. Okay. And yeah, Dolphin's Grace, it makes you swim pretty fast, but honestly, I mean, it's useful, but I wouldn't say that's like overpowered or anything. So, okay, that sword done. Finally, we have the Wither Sword. This one's going to be slightly more difficult, but not by very much. I think, for one, we're just going to clear all potion effects. Because, not sure if you guys were aware, but Withers are, they are immune to all types of potion effects. Oh yeah, Anime King, I definitely could add bubble particles to it. That would probably look nice. Might as well. Particle, bubble. We'll do, we'll do like that. We'll see how that looks, and then, I'm going to assume that that looks good. I mean, it's okay. Doesn't necessarily add a lot. I think there is technically a Dolphin's Grace particle? There is, yeah. But I don't think I want to use it in this situation. I mean, we could try it. Why not? Dolphin. I don't know. What do you guys think? You can't really even see it. Dolphin. Yeah. Woohoo. I don't know. It doesn't really add a lot. It doesn't really subtract a lot. It's kind of just there. I guess I'll leave it. Good enough. Whatever. And then finally we have the Wither Sword. So that's going to clear your effects, but I also want it to block arrows that are coming at you. So, did I say block arrows? Makes you immune to arrows. So what's the best way to do that? Kind of want to try something. This is probably a terrible idea, but wait, that's not going to work. I'm very used to programming with MCB, and so I tried to use a block, but these don't exist in vanilla coding. That is definitely something throwing me off a little bit, but that's fine. Okay, so I want to execute as an arrow, and I'm just going to, for now, let's just run this. So data, merge, entity, and then we're going to do motion, and I want it to be 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, like that. And then I probably, let's see, tag equals not motion, oops, or we'll do wither blocked, yeah, and then we're going to add this tag really quick. And then summon a pillager. And I think if I hold this sword, its arrows will drop? No. Probably messed up the motion. SHH, favorite cheese. I don't eat cheese. I am lactose intolerant. So, yeah, good question though. Okay, I didn't mess up anything there. So what did I mess up? Let's make sure that this is still running. Okay, it is. So why didn't it block? Okay, it's too slow. So if this was ticking, then it would, you can see the arrow. If it will sometimes land on the actual tick and then fall to the ground. But because we went with the slow ticking, then this isn't working. So, yeah, I'll just bypass this for now, just because I want to show what this would look like. You can see, I mean, that's pretty funny. The arrows just drop. But, as for, that's an interesting question. Would I never want to eat or drink again in my life? I definitely go with never eat. So I'm not a huge fan of food, but I am a huge fan of drinking. And by drinking, I meant non-alcoholic beverages, because I don't drink alcoholic beverages. But, Yeah, I'm just a huge fan of like lemonade and um, apple cider, soda, stuff like that. James, I really like that idea. I wonder. Hmm. I'm going to add that to my list. Here, let me type that out really quick. Okay. Yeah, that's a great idea. Okay. So this obviously isn't going to work for our Wither Sword, and so we can just throw that idea away. Um, Unfortunately, what that really means is if we're going to slow tick this like we're doing, we're going to have to come up with a different way to block arrows if we indeed want to block arrows. Um, and no, the Dolphin's Grace does not give water breathing. I don't know. I can't think of a way to block arrows. I think I'm going to get rid of that for now. And if I think of something later, probably when I'm not streaming, uh, I'll add it back. So I'm just going to change this to that, and then I think we're good there. So this sword's kind of lame now, but we'll see. Maybe I'll come up with a way to do it. Okay, so other swords. Let us grab some of the other swords. So, or I mean, we could do that, or we could make some recipes. So, what would you guys rather do? Should I keep developing some more swords, or should I make some of these swords actually have recipes? Okay, we got one vote for swords and no votes for anything else, and so I guess I'll keep making swords. So the remaining swords are the Demon Sword, Angel Sword, Crying Obsidian Sword, Armor Break. Okay, yeah, okay. So we have 6 swords left. So, you know what? I kind of want to try the Demon Sword. I think this could be a ton of fun, and so, yeah. Yeah, let's go for this one. Might be a bit of a challenge, but challenges are good, I guess. So, okay. So to get started, we're going to detect when you hit the player with this sword. So that's in Determined Swords. We probably already have a command for that somewhere. Maybe. We do, right here. We are not going to care about what mob you hit, and so we just want to know that you hit something with it. And so let's see if let's see, that's not the right one. I do not already have a command for this, and so let's make one. Okay. And I probably should keep at least a little bit of this. So probably the best sound to go with would be Evoker attack at 0.5. And okay. That sound is really cool. I'm going to turn up my volume a little bit, so hopefully this isn't too loud, but Hopefully it makes the sound at all, though. That would be cool. Okay, so this here says it's type 61, but then here says it's type 62. And so clearly these got switched around at some point. So there we go. Simple issue. Yeah, I don't think I can really do anything when it comes to the killing the arrow because arrows travel too fast, and if I'm only running a command once a second, it's just not going to work because you'll have gotten hit by the arrow before you can avoid getting hit by the arrow. So yeah, I'll probably switch it to something like being able to shoot wither skulls or something like that because as of right now, it's just too boring of a sword. There we go. Okay, so now we get a very evil sound when we hit a mob. Perfect. I like it. So, now I think we're just going to summon a Vindicator. Rarely. And here, let's set the attack damage of the sword to be really high. Let's see, it is right here. We are going to grab the attribute again. Click the wrong button. And there we go. Paste you there. We're going to just set it to like to 12 or something crazy like that. I think that should be good enough. I'm just going to... I think I should have... Yeah, here we go. Back when I was working on Zelda Battle Arena, I set up a bunch of saved hotbars of different stuff that were relevant back then. But not much of it's relevant anymore. As you can see, like, these packs are super old, but... Okay, so now it does 12 damage. And that is perfect. So... from here, I think I just want to run an RNG function. So we're going to RNG, we'll do like probably 1 through 20 or something like that. And then, oops. If the value is 1, we're going to do something. But for now, I think I'm going to set this to like 1 and 2 so that we can test really easily. And should be good to go. And welcome, Gray Fighter. Nice to have you in the stream. My day has been going pretty well so far. And I mean, yeah, pretty good. Not super duper amazing, but not terrible either. It was fun. I got to watch my sister play soccer, and she scored 4 goals, so that was fun. But besides that, not much else has happened. So, yeah, just having fun making data packs, though. So, okay, so if this function gets run here, if the RNG happens to land on a 1, then we want to have the player get possessed for a certain amount of time and have a bunch of bad stuff happen, because that's fun. So we know we need to run a function. This is swords, demon something, demon math. I don't know. I haven't actually typed out functions like this in a long time. They're kind of annoying. But, okay. So we'll probably add a tag to the player. Tag of, we'll go, is demon possessed? I don't know. And then we're going to, we need to summon something or other, and then we need to make sure that we do something or other. I know I'm being very descriptive, but I need a couple more functions. So we're going to want one of these, and we're going to want probably like a okay. Howdy, Geo. Welcome back to the stream. Let's see. When did I start this stream? Looks like I've been live for 50 minutes. Boy, I am not being very fast then. Let's try to get a bit faster. So we add this tag here. We're going to do something with this later. So we'll want to do we know, I think it was, we called it demon possessed, right? So that's going to run this function here if you have the tag. And nice. Yeah, once you start getting used to developing data packs, you can be a bit faster and such. It's a lot of fun. Okay, I think we're done with that one for now. So here we're just going to, we want to summon a Vindicator, right? So summon a Vindicator, but we need some data on it. So it needs to be, we know it needs to be a Johnny. And so I'm here. Well, we'll bring this over here. I'm using MC Stacker right now. Yeah, nice, Geo. I actually have no clue how to do advancement crafting in a normal crafting table, so nice work. We're going to give this guy a name of like demon. Why not? Whatever. And we'll make it dark red, cause we can, and we'll give it a netherite axe, and set the drop chance of that to 0. And I think that's all we need. So we can grab all of this, put it here, and then we're going to execute as this dude. Like that. Yeah, the Johnny is going to work. He's going to kill everything for us. But for a Vindicator, it's kind of interesting. Instead of, you could set the name of him to Johnny, or you could just set this tag here to be Johnny. Either should work, I believe. So, yeah, okay. So we're going to execute as this dude, and we want to run this function here, because there's a little bit more to summoning it than just summoning it. And, yeah. But before we do that, I think I want to run, I think it's function utilities, store UUID. Yeah, that's the one. So this is going to store my UUID, and then I want to, you know, this function's probably not needed. Yeah, I think I'm going to delete this function. I don't think I need it. We're going to change this up a little bit. This is going to be, let's see, we wanted execute, no, we want scoreboard, player, operation, this dude. This dude's UUID 1 was UUID 1. I think that's the one. Let me check that really quick. UUID 1. That's the one. Okay. We'll set this equal to myself's. So right now I'm basically just being a good data pack developer, where instead of just assuming that this thing right here is the one that I summoned and then teleporting the player to it, I am going to copy the player's UUID. That's what this does here. I store it as a score, and I'm going to put that onto the Vindicator itself. And so we should see if we bring up one of the UUIDs. Here's my first value of UUID, and if I hit this guy, the demon should have spawned, and theoretically it was supposed to get. Oh, I'm dumb. Okay. Okay, so let's get another one to spawn. And then, there we go. You can see it, this is the Vindicator right here. It has the same score of UUID as I do. And what's important about that is now we can do this. We'll want to execute at entity that's a type of Vindicator, tag this. Oops. Oh yeah, Geo, I use Blockbench for all of my models actually. And welcome L Master, thanks for joining the stream. So we're going to execute, this is at all demon mobs in the world. And we're going to say, if score of the nearest one if it's was UUID 1 is equal to my UUID 1, then we can confirm that this is the right entity. However, we need to do this 4 more times. So this is going to be a bit of a long command, and but once we do this, we could basically verify that this is in fact the right Vindicator. And so the whole point of doing this check, and sorry if it's kind of boring, but the whole point of this complicated check is that if we do this correctly, there is no possible way that in a multiplayer situation, even with like 5 people all being possessed by Vindicators in the same location, could this ever mess up. It's always going to work, guaranteed. So we can run some various things, but I just realized that this is in the wrong function itself. So this is going to need to be in this function, and actually I don't think it's going to be in this function either. That's funny. Would it? Yeah, I think this would work. So I want to run spectate. Let's see. I actually haven't used the spectate command very much. Spectate entity. So in this, all right. We know at, all right. Okay. There we go. So spectate this. There we go. And now if I'm in spectator mode, we are going to be spectating it. Very cool. But the thing is, if I hit shift, I can stop spectating it. So I need to have this as a ticking command, like so. And I think, assuming I did this all right, if I reload, yep, I am going to be spectating this dude. I can try to stop spectating it. This is me spamming the shift button, but it's going to keep forcing me to spectate it. And now, of course, I could get out right now by going into survival mode. Well, good example, but, right, I got away by going into survival mode. That means we made a well, not a mistake, but we just need to game mode spectator the player. And so now I am very stuck. I cannot go into any other game modes to try to get away. I am this dude, and there is nothing I can do about it. And that's exactly what we want. Now, all we have to do is make this only last for a certain amount of time. And then we are good to go. So I'm going to open up my load function really quick. Oops, I guess I called it install. That's a bit old, but we're just going to add a dummy scoreboard of demon time. I think that works. I think this is 15 long, so we'll go timer. Why not demon timer? Perfect. And so then we can just add this scoreboard. Oops. There we go. And then we can just clean up our mess once we finish this. So, ooh, that's actually something we should do. I think I have a function for this. Util, I think it's like get game mode or something. Check game, no. Store game mode. I guess not. Okay. We can do that. I guess we can do that here. So we're going to want to, just to be polite to the player, we can on possession essentially, right? We can do execute game mode equals, if you were in survival when you hit it, we can we'll just add the tag that you were in survival, and then we can do this for the other game mode. So creative and adventure, and grab these, put that there, and so that way once we hit this timer here, so boy, I really cannot type today. If the demon timer, let's say that this lasts for like, for now, we'll go 10 seconds. So that would be 200. We will run, I guess we need a reset function. This is why I want to use MCB, because MCB is good. Okay, so demon, we'll just do demon reset. I don't know, can people type today? Maybe typing is just too hard. I don't know, I've never been really good at typing. Yeah, MCB, Geo. It's a thing I normally use for coding with. It basically lets you program your whole data pack in one single text file. So you get thousands of, like 1,000 lines of code in your one file, but it lets you do some really lazy stuff. Because right now, in order to reset this, I had to create a new file called reset. Then I had to do function was sword swords demon reset, and then I'm annoyed. But so to reset this, we're going to want to, let's see, it was this one here. We're going to do a couple things. We're going to remove these if you had them, and we're going to game mode tag equals, and then grab these tags, put them here. Okay, so this will return you to the correct game mode. we need to get rid of the demon. And so we're going to want to grab this again, and instead of spectating it, I am going to teleport it out of the world. So TP you to -1000 in the world. Don't even need to kill it. And technically, I think that is all I need. We'll see if that actually works, because I might have forgot something, but if we wait 10 seconds, we should see that after that amount of time, well, that was something. Yeah, so I know exactly what happened. Here, 1 second. How do I block someone? Put user in timeout. Yeah, I think that works. Okay. So the issue here was we didn't have the tag when we reset. So let's try that again. So, great. How do I actually... I guess if I... Oh, and we didn't remove the possessed tag. This one here. We need to... Yeah, okay. Tag, remove this. That should work. And now I should be able to go back into creative. Okay, cool. Let's just make sure... Oh, and I should also probably reset the score. Because next time we do this, then I'd already have this score. So... Yeah, I knew I overlooked something, so... Yeah, Geo, a data pack is just commands getting run in order. Yep. I mean, there's more to it that a data pack can do, but a function specifically is just data packs being run sequentially. Okay, so let's get possessed again. Okay. We were possessed, but clearly something didn't reset. I think probably this is not reset for me because... Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we are possessed. So I'm not touching my keyboard at all. It's been... So then after just a little bit, poof. Okay, so that's pretty cool. I think if we polish that a little bit more with like some sound effects, some particles on the Vindicator itself, stuff like that, I think we would be good to have something that's actually pretty cool. But let's spawn in a whole bunch of cows, and then we will try this. Oh boy, look at me. I'm going on a killing spree because I got possessed. I mean, like, you can't tell me this isn't cool. Like, that's pretty epic in my opinion. So, and let's see. Let's make sure that it works in a different game mode as well. So I went into survival mode there, right? So we were previously in survival. So now when we pop back out, we are in survival mode. And then let's do that. I don't think we need to do that anymore. So now let's just make it cooler. So how do we make this cooler? Sorry, I'm like finally actually getting somewhere. This is cool. I'm having fun. So I should probably step back and hydrate. Okay. At some point I'll make this 1 through 10. For now, I'm making it 1 through 2. Don't think we need this one anymore. So on the reset, we could play a sound. That would be a pretty simple thing to do. this is interesting here. The demon possessed has our location, so we don't actually. Suppose we want to add some like particles or something to the Vindicator itself. We could literally just play the particles on the player, and because the player's at the Vindicator's location, it should work, I think. And so, we could put some particles here. We can put some sounds here, and then I think we're good to go. So I'm thinking we grab this sound effect again, but we mess around with the pitch a little bit to get something that we like. So this is what we're currently playing. That's it at 1.5. Yeah, Geo, that's probably the most interesting thing about making a data pack is it forces you to use a lot of creativity and like there's no simple way to do most things. And that can be a lot of fun, honestly. Okay, I have an idea. This might work. Let's try playing 3 different pitches of this sound at once. Just to see... Oh, okay. Oh, my OCD got me. Just to see what that would sound like. So, might want to turn the volume up even a bit more. Hit a cow. Hit another cow. Come on, cows. Well, that's not working. Oh. Oops, I put it I'm dumb. Sorry, guys. Sorry, I put them in the wrong function. Okay. So, when it resets, I think that works. And then I think if we just mask it with a bunch of particles, this is going to look really cool. Maybe, I'm thinking effect give blindness for like 3 seconds. And then particles of... I really like the squid ink explosions. So I think I'll do this one. We'll do... we'll do like that. And then I also want to do just like a regular explosion. But we'll only do like 3 of these. Maybe also add a flash on there just because. And yeah, let's test this out. Come on. Finally, okay. And let me know if my sounds are ever too loud. I don't entirely... Perfect! I like that a lot. Let's remove the blindness just for now so we can see what other players would see. And then just to save us some time, we'll set the timer down a lot lower. Yeah, I like that. That looks nice. Okay. Oops, don't want you. And then, so we'll re-add blindness. I think that will all be good. Yeah, so now I think for the demon itself, I want to add so that it has a bunch of particles as it goes around. My favorite, I like to have smoke down low and then flame up higher. Well, El Master, I've actually met quite a few famous YouTubers, and I mean, they're kind of just people. I don't really know if I'd really be super duper interested in meeting any. I think it would be kind of interesting to meet MrBeast because he seems like a pretty unique person. Very, very interesting mind. Yeah, well, so I work with log.zip, so I talk with him most days. But we went down to visit Preston Plays, and so I met Preston. And I met a couple other YouTubers during that visit as well. But I mean, they're pretty fun, but they're all kind of just people. It's not like they have like a magic aura or something around them because of of some reason. So okay, so let's add these particles to the actual dude, and let's make sure that it works. So I think I'm going to go smoke at like a lower height. And normally this looks pretty good. I think I also want to do some falling dust at the... Oh, yeah. This, I like this. So we're going to go with black wool and red wool. I really like this mix. And we are going to put this at floor height. Like this. And then change up these to 0.3. What else? That's probably too many particles, so we'll change these to 10, and then I want flames at the head, and so that's about 1.6. We'll go particle flame. Probably go with 0.2 for each of the 0.2 for each of these, and we'll see how this looks. Okay, so that's better. There's way too much flames. Also in first person, this is terrible looking, and it is way too fast. So I haven't met any of the Camp Minecraft people because I don't believe they live in the US anyway, so that would be a bit of a trip. Maybe they do. I don't know, but I'm not... I had been more connected with them, but not really recently. Okay, did I reload this yet? I think I did. Okay, so that's still too much flames in my face, but that does look better. Honestly, I think I'm just going to remove the flames, and that will probably be good enough. Here. Yeah. I like the... So they leave like a trail of black and red, which looks really cool, and then there's a bunch of smoke coming off of it. Yeah, I think that'll work. Yeah, Geo. The Camp Minecraft people, they hired me to make 4 data packs for them. But that was like almost a year ago at this point, and I haven't worked for them since. So, not that they haven't wanted me to, it's just that I'm not allowed to. So, well, and I don't have time. But cool. I'd say that the Demon Sword's done. This is definitely my favorite sword we've added so far. Like, seriously, this is so cool. My hands are not on my keyboard, and I'm just accidentally killing a bunch of cows. Like, how cool is that? I mean, we could test it in multiplayer, but I cannot speak to that, Geo. But yeah, we'll see what they do. I'd be willing to bet they want to get some other people to make data packs for them, because they did ask if I could make data packs for Season 3, but I had to decline that. So, okay, let's just set this. I think I want it to be fairly common that you get possessed. I'm 1 in 10 is probably too low, so I think 1 in 20 would be fine. But maybe 1 in 15 would be cooler. I'm not really sure on that front what a balanced possession rate would be, but I'd say that that's done. So I'm going to... Yeah, Geo, I don't know if they are or are not. They didn't tell me if they're using my data packs or not. I'm fine either way. Animaking. So for my job, I make data packs for log.zip, specifically for our comments to crafting channel. So I'll drop that channel into the chat, because we make some really cool videos. But I'm the producer for the channel, and so I do a lot of administrative work and a lot of management work, as well as data pack development, of course. But yeah, let's see. Sorry, I'm looking at my checklist, just seeing if I am missing anything. Yeah, I'm using Pebble Host for the patron server. They've done a pretty good job so far. Really good customer support for sure. Okay. Okay. So now what? I have about 40 minutes that I could stream for still. Something like that. I honestly wasn't expecting the Demon Sword to go that quickly. So that's pretty cool. We do have 5 more swords we can do, so let's think about doing that. We could try the Crying Obsidian Sword. I'm actually trying to think of a way to make this one work. What else? What was the Angel Sword gonna do? So my list says gives healing aspect around you. So it heals skeletons, converting them to a zombie, or zombie piglin to a piglin, zombie villagers to villagers. Don't really like that idea, if I'm being perfectly honest. And so I'm probably going to take that one off the list for right now till we get a better idea. We could try the Armor Breaker and Sword Breaker. I think... Sure, we might as well try that for now. Okay, so for the Sword Breaker... I guess to get started, we need to make them actually work. So... Wow, that was a sentence that meant literally nothing. To make them work, you need to make them work. Wow. Okay. Yeah, Ray, I'm not sure what sword you're referring to there. Okay, so let's make sure that these work, and then we can go from there. So, cool. Cool. So I think to get started, we'll want to split this. I'm not entirely sure how I actually want to do this. Yeah, these last 5 swords I'm kind of stumped on. I'm not really sure exactly the whole style I want to go for them. Honestly, I think I'm going to end the stream right there. I'm going to try to come up with ways to do them off stream. And then I plan on streaming from our patron server in not very long. And so if you guys want to tune into that, I'm probably going to do that in maybe about 2 to 3 hours from now. So I will see you guys all then. And of course, if you want to join the patron server, there is a link in the stream's description to my Patreon. You can donate there and gain access to it. So yeah, we made great progress in this stream. We made what, five swords? I mean, that's pretty good. And so yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys all in the very next stream later today. Thanks for watching.